Hi everyone, welcome back. And this part we have created in the last video we have created two web applications. Now we will create Azure Traffic Manager profile. So currently there is no Azure Traffic Manager profiles for this web applications. So we'll create it under the resource scope of Central India, which is it is selected. So that's fine. Okay, and we will say our hosting app um, develop. So as a something like that, which will gives a unique um, name, which is hitting the traffic manager.net. Um, routing method, as we said in the previous video, performance based on that, priority based, geographic, multi-value, subnet, these all are there. Microsoft has a very informative information about the traffic management routing methods. So in this video we will say that if the region A is going down, we need the region B to take this up, right? So So you can see here the primary region is in our case is going to be the Central India. If Central India is down, then it needs to go to the South India endpoint. That is what we are going to do. Then our case is priority based traffic routing method. All right. Okay. So we will give a priority based. Okay. And that's all, I think. Yeah, that's all. Just click on review and create. Create. That validation has been passed. All right. Let's go to the traffic manager and see if it is created already, but you can see the deployment is already, oh, okay, it's done. You can see AC hosting app is being deployed in Central India region. If I click on this, you can see the traffic manager and you can see the endpoint. There is no endpoint, and the routing method is priority based. Okay, so there is a traffic manager documentation, add endpoint, traffic queue, configuration, all those things. If you want to do things like that, in our case, this is going to be simple as that. We'll add the endpoints, which is your backend, I can say. You can select whether it is an Azure endpoint, external endpoint, nested endpoint. Not only you can route the traffic in Azure, you can use the other traffic platforms and other cloud platforms, all those things. In our case, you can say Azure endpoint, and I will say this is our Central India endpoint, AP, all right? And this is an app service. And what is the priority which you are going to give? Um, According to the video, the documentation, the priority, where is the priority one? Primary, the priority is one, so we would give it as one. And health check, if you want to enable that one. And the app service, you can select as the Central India app one, which is there in the same subscription. So these all are under same one subscription, so it's showing us like that. I don't know whether this is a Coros subscription based. I don't think so, but you can do if you can do a IP based routing, then you can do it. There's something which is on uh, test and try. And you can select Azure endpoint. This is going to be our second endpoint, which is South India endpoint. That's all. This is an app service. Then you can select Azure also selected the priority as 2. For us, you don't have to do anything. You have to select the app service because that's how you select the endpoint, right? So it's the target resource. It's under the target resource. You create your web app. You have created already the web app. That one you have to select over here. Just close on it. Just refresh. Enable checking endpoint. It's not came up as live. Right. Okay. Status is enabled, and just refresh this endpoint. Checking the endpoint. Still checking the endpoint. What you do is that if you do a NS lookup, I missed something. I got it. Enter net hosting app Azure Traffic Manager.net. You can see hosting app one central India is Azure Websites.net, which is our central India application. Okay. Endpoints. Let's see the endpoints now. It's still checking the endpoint. Okay, let's do one thing. Since this is routing based on the DNS, you can't browse something like this. Let me see if we can browse. Let's open an incognito window and then select a private window and just remove this. Website not found. The custom domain has not been configured inside the Azure. How to map existing domain to resolve this client cache or those errors. All right, that is quite a bit expected, right? Our endpoints are not yet been live now. Refresh. Refresh. Yeah, you see this is showing as degraded. Edit. What health check it is performing is something which is something we need to see. Enable endpoint app service, enter it here, right? Configure custom header settings. Okay, so that's what you do is dashboard. Go to app services, click on this one, and this is the URL, right? So just copy this, uh, copy and open this. Yeah, this is working. But why our traffic manager is saying is degraded, which is something which we need to say. Go to the endpoints and then edit this endpoint, and I can say host. We are just passing the header on the request. So the traffic manager health check is validating some responses. That's why it's saying as degraded. Let's see if we added this header and does that come online. Still saving. Okay, we will copy the other one also. App services. This is our South app, and we will go and copy this one. Copy and go to Azure Traffic Manager, and you can say Go to the endpoints and we'll edit this and we'll add host error and click on save. And the main configuration settings are here. We need to see what it, oh, here you can see it is checking it HTTP. We need to change it to HTTPS, which is 443, and custom headers is on. You don't need all those things. You can see the priority based routing. So our application is listening on HTTPS, that's why. Now the settings have been changed and it is saying that, okay, I will check on the HTTPS, right? And we'll go to the endpoint, still degraded. Come on. Let's go to overview and refresh. Properties. So we need to see what check exactly it is doing. That is how, yeah, expected status codes range. So what is the expected status code ranges? This is what it will look for. Okay, so if you do exit zeros and just go right, you can see what is the expected. This is working fine, and it's giving us a response, and you can see over here Central India app. But what is the response code for this? I think it would be at 200. Incorrect. Yeah, default expected code is 200. So it's saying incorrect. Uh, okay, it is expecting a 200 when you hit the app. And if that is success, then it will give you a 200. And then the validation will say it is success. You can see it is saying online now. Okay, so that is fine. All right, okay. Okay, so how do you set this up? That was one of the question, right? So if you try to browse this, it will fail. And it's not the way you configure this as well, because you are not going to browse something which with the name of the traffic manager.net. All right. So what you do is go to your custom DNS domain, and my DNS is winelab.online. So I'll not need it. Delete. And mine is global app. So I will just change this and then apply as global app.winelab.online has a DNS. So it will hit uh, the public DNS um, of the domain which I own, and then it will route, right? Let's see. But again, you have to configure this on the app. CLS ipconfig /flush DNS and then NS lookup. and then do a global app.wan. My domain is wanlab, wan, sorry, wanlab dot online, online. Oh, app dot online. It's not finding. Maybe the DNS change needs some time to replicate, but we will see if we are able to look up this global app dot wanlab dot online. Why? Um, because hostinger has to replicate this change. So AC hosting app dot traffic manager dot net. So hostinger may be taking some time to replicate the change. App dot online. Uh, okay, let's see. Server is Google 8.8.8.8 and global app dot global app dot wan lab dot online. Yeah, Google has got it, right? Google has got it, and you can see global app dot wan app dot online is this. Google said, okay, I got it. So let's see. I will just go to here and then close everything and open a new private window and say global app dot wan dot online. Okay, what I will do is exit ncpa.cpl is where my adapter is. And Wi-Fi properties. And I will change the primary DNS to 8.8.8.8, which is the DNS of Google, right? And see. CLS config // DNS and click on enter. Oh, sorry. ipconfig // DNS. Oh, I think we got something. We got something here. I've said not found and saying another. Okay. Flush FLUSH DNS. Okay, CLS. And yeah, we have flashed our DNSs, so that will fine. In a private window, what happens if I open this? Asset not found. You may have seen this error due to the reason custom overhead has not been configured inside the Azure. Client cache is still pointing to the old IP address. We cleared the cache and still it is saying, oh, it's not working. So what we need to do is, go to the Azure and then go to the app services, and you can see the app, which is this one, and go to the custom domains part of it and click on add a custom domain. And I don't want to add anything. CNAME, and this is what we need to add, a txt record. Go to here and domain, and here we will add a txt record. Txt name is, oh sorry, this is the value, txt value, and name is ASUID global app. Copy, and under the DNS name you will give this and add record. DNS has been added. And if you go to the Azure and click on validate, validation has been passed. This is working, but still the txt Validation is still failing. No matching TST record found. Add in domain verification. No matching TST. Okay. Again, you validate this. F1DD. Okay. F1DD ending with 615. 615. This is success. Validate. Anyway, validation is saying that this is global app is routing, and then we will click on add here. And we have added the custom domain over here. There is no binding, it says SSL binding. All right. It asks for you to create a domain validation using a CNS global app. Need to be pointed to or star.trafficmanager.net. Right. Either you configure it with this one. In our case, if you configure this, it won't route basically to the other server. So we will use whatever our custom domain we have set up, which is not here global app, but the Azure Traffic Manager one. Right. Let's see if we are able to browse this. So we are able to browse the central India, right? It's giving us now.